Welcome. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm spiritual coach, life coach, co-coach, just someone that just wants to help you out in this thing called life. Okay, let me get my robe closed. How are you guys doing today? How are you feeling? Do you feel energized? Do you feel drained? Do you feel like when you woke back up, you needed more sleep? Do you feel like you got up right away and you felt like, maybe you want to clean, maybe you want to get back to yourself, maybe you want to do a little bit of stretching. Let's, be intentional when we wake up of how we feel. Today I'm just going to be doing a reading. I want to talk about dreams because I've been sleeping a lot and just crazy stuff has been happening in my dream space. And it's the people, it doesn't really matter who the people are, but people I wouldn't suspect as certain energies are popping up in my dreams, even though they're probably representing a different energy. It's just weird that they would be in my energy. This is the Tower card at the bottom if you guys can't see. I'm eventually going to turn the red light off. I just like it right now because it's really giving me extra energy when I sit in front of it in the mornings, in the daytime. But I just want to, talk to you guys about dreams. Have your dreams been vivid? Have you been having nightmares? Is there certain energies that you feel are around you at certain times, So let's kind of get into that and see what messages Spirit has to say today. I am getting a story I feel that's going to happen because there's a lot of cards that are flipping over in the pre-shuffle. So go ahead and close your eyes. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Heavenly Mother, Ancestor, Spirit Guides, Protective Angels, Higher Self, Lower Self, and Father God, thank you so much for connecting me with the collective. I appreciate everything you do. From the abundance, substance, and prosperity that you give, I appreciate you for your protection and insight. Thank you for connecting me with my ancestors and bringing me gifts and opportunities in the 3D realm. Today I'm going to be doing a reading for the collective as far as the dream state and maybe some images or some analogies that you can give to better explain the information that's coming through. I appreciate everything you do. And if you're not called in this reading, you're not welcome. Amen. Look, you guys, when I close my eyes, you guys know the movie Inside Out, and the anger guy, he was out, his face, it was someone with really square bushy eyebrows. Had also a, what is that shirt called? Collared shirt, you know what I'm saying? Just work collared shirt. Okay, let's see what the message is today. Sorry, I was thinking about something. Let's see what the message is today that Spirit has. Spirit, what messages do you have today for the collective? I was getting somebody with, it's just someone could be angry at you, or there could be, a relationship that you're not sure, why this person's so angry. Do you guys have daddy issues? Let's talk about it. Can you tell me about their dad, please? The Fool card. So I'm getting that there's going to be another opportunity to make a connection with your dad at some point. What's going to bring them together? I'm getting, they gave me the picture of Walmart. The holidays, maybe. Yeah, I'm trying to get cards that are flipped over. I feel like they really wanted me to turn these cards over. Okay, so I'm how are you guys coming together? I see that maybe, I know this sounds crazy for some of you guys if you guys aren't in contact with your parents, so take what resonates, don't take what doesn't. Okay. It seems like there's going to be a conversation, like there's something going on with like some feminine energy in your life, and your dad's going to have a conversation with you about it. And I feel like it's going to be like a moment of sabotage, like that tries to like bring you back home, you know, and you're going to have the decision to go back, but it's also like where you're at right now in life. Like, how does the collective feel right now about dealing with their family and parents? And, you know, you guys already know that this situation's happening. So you guys know that like they miss you and they do ridiculous things to like get you back, and to like they cause controversy so you can come back home, so they can be like, oh yeah, you know. That's something that I feel like I've dealt with before, but then like it really was serious situations. I just think by the time I got out there, like, yeah. What's going to be different about this situation? Because I do have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom. What's going to be different as the collective? I'm getting that you guys know that this is going to happen, and you don't appreciate them kind of like using their free will in this extent when they can just tell you that they miss you and that they love you and they want you to like come home for the holidays, or they want to talk to you more, and instead like they do very petty things to get your attention. Where you're at right now, collective, you are in a place where you're looking for people that can give you equal give and take when it comes to your happiness and celebrating around the holidays. Like, you don't want to be around people who are going to remind you of all these horrible things that's happened to you and that you had to go through. You would rather like stick to the things that you know that make you happy. Which I get it, you know, whether that's like talking to your friends might try to convince you that like, oh my God, like we only have one life to live, we only have one family. And that's very true. But when people are in a growing space, it's almost like we're never going to be ready, right? But it's also like experiencing like the same hurt and like trauma over and not being able to fully release it or have someone to talk to. That's why therapy is important. But not having someone to like talk to about it and fully release it, I think is where the resentment really lies. And I think for some people, some of the things that they've been through are just unbearable. Like, some of their abusers are in these places that their friends are telling them to go. And so that looks like, hey, you should go home for the holidays. Like, you only have one life to live. Your parents only have one life to live. This is like your family. But you're kind of like, they were like abusive kind of like my whole life, like emotionally and kind of physically. And it's not something that you want to revisit. Let's get some advice on what you can do, because I'm guessing that's what the message is, right? I also want to get a message around super glue. There was super glue stuck in the carpet. Can you tell me about that? Maybe you guys, like when you were younger, you got in trouble a lot for a lot of things, and it almost sticks to you. Like in certain instances, like you might have some OCD in certain areas where certain things have to be done a certain way, because if they're not done in a certain way, that it could potentially break or potentially like fall off of like the shelf, or you know, you just like things to be very sturdy because you weren't allowed to like mess up and you weren't allowed to make mistakes when you were younger, because there was like a really big punishment waiting. And so dealing like with these new lessons that are coming in, having to deal with your family and having to deal with a lot of the trauma that they caused and being able to release it, it's like now is the time to like release it, and it's okay to not feel completely healed. But Spirit wants you to take the risk. Why do they want you to take the risk? Because I feel like that's something that I wouldn't want to do. So why do they have to take the risk? I'm getting because some of you guys' parents may be sick and they're getting older. I mean, but it's like, is it really like all about them? Like, that's crazy. Is it always about how they feel? Is it always about, like, I understand that they made you, but they also created like a lot of strife in your life, and they also created like a lot of like the mental, like a lot of people look at it as like something good, but like mental instability growing up, it makes you make the wrong decisions sometimes, and you can't think clearly because you don't know how much things weigh in life. Like, you don't know if you should go, spend time to like go to school, or if you should work right now, because if you go to school, you're going to have nowhere to live and you're going to be living in your car. But if you work right now, you might be able to get like an apartment and a car. So it's just like not knowing where things weigh, because both of those things are important, but not having like those mentors to really like help you make good decisions because they didn't like seek outside of themselves. So why is this good for the collective? Trying to get some answers now. I'm trying to get some answers. Why is this good for the collective? I'm getting that like they're trying to build you up for something. And it's just like, it's almost like they're building you up because there's going to be people in your life who try to like put your family in front of your face to like judge you and being like, oh, your family doesn't even want you, like da da da. Because the first card that came out was the Strength card, and then I also have the Six of Swords and also the Five of Swords. So people are gonna try to make you feel well. I feel like, right? I feel like, because the question I asked is, why is this good for you, right? And the first thing I got was strength. And then I had the Six of Swords. And then the Five of Swords. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. So I think they want you to go visit your family and to go like play the part, because you're going to be around it your whole life anyways. And so like going back to kind of like end the cycle, like, but it's like, I'm so confused though, because some people's family can have secret competition with them, right? And you don't know that you're in competition with your family, but your parents shouldn't be in competition with you. So it's like, this is what I'm getting. You going home to go end like the final say of like what people feel about you. And then that's supposed to bring some type of like strength and restoration to, I don't know, certain parts of you maybe that didn't stand up to your parents, and because you get to do it in person. But I'm getting that some of you guys did stand up to your parents because you had to build strength within yourself to make certain decisions. So yeah, that's what they're showing me. And then they say it's going to bring some type of new way of like thinking, but it's almost like, what do you guys want me to ask? Because I'm also feeling the pressure and the stress and like from this, and it's kind of like, is that what's finally going to like change things in my life? A lot of the times, no, it's usually perspective. But like maybe you need to see the perspective like in front of you, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, I don't know, you guys, it's a lot, because a lot of people's like family trauma, it's a lot deeper roots than what we think it is, it's not just you and your intermediate family, it's their intermediate family as well. Like your parents have siblings and brothers, they also had a mom and dad, and then your grandparents also had parents. So it's like these interconnected like families and circles, it's deeper than what we really think. So let's see what you're not seeing. What's the collective not seeing right now? My third eye is really like, Ten of Pentacles. Let's see if there's any other messages, because that one was the one of October. Ten of Pentacles. So I am seeing that Let me see. You guys, I'm getting this. Your family just wants to know if you're doing okay, and they just want to land eyes on you. And then this King of Pentacles, like, I'm getting that you guys, what's going on with you guys? This is so much about other people. They say that you're going to have a ten of Pentacles, maybe with like someone who's like an old love or whatever like that is. And I don't think you guys want that. I don't think a relationship is something that you're looking for right now. Because for some of you, you're like, what's going to be different about this? And for others of you, you notice that no one can save you. I don't know. Let me see what's going on in your world. How does this bring the collective happiness with this 10 of Pentacles? Because you guys are like, I don't really want to deal with this right now. I'm not really like up to it. It's not something that I'm interested in. Okay, there's some other cards that were flipped over as I was flipping the cards, okay? Okay, so how is this going to help you? It's going to help you realize that, like, maybe for some of you, you guys are really critical and judgmental. And it's going to really help you realize that, like, your parents really do have love for you. I know you guys can't really see that. But if you can see it, it's the 3 of Swords, the King of Cups, the Temperance, and the 8 of Swords. And it's really like coming out of this place of realizing, like, you know what, my family does love me. Like, people do love me. Like I said, everyone's just kind of going through something, and the fact that we can't heal everybody and we don't always have all the tools to be there for them. Sometimes how we show up in people's lives is disgusting. Sometimes how we show up in people's lives is mirroring how our abusers like kind of treated us. Sometimes showing up in people's lives looks like you don't have the tools, but when you show up, you know, you think that you're not causing any harm and you're not doing anything at all, but that's still causing harm. Like, a lot of the things that we do can be mirrored in a different perspective that we don't have the experience to understand. So, you know, I also have like the Ace of Wands. So maybe they want to like give you something too. Maybe your parents feel like you don't like come to them. Well, I don't go to my parents because sometimes they have bad advice. And I'm like, why would you guys give me this advice? Yeah. So I think they want to give you something though. This Ace of Wands. Like I said, there has to be like some end or like closing of a cycle. And I think this is going to be it. Universe, I just hope that you give my collective the money and the funds to do these things. So when they come back, they don't have to just have like a clear mind. Like, and I know Spirit's just like, well, how much is a clear mind worth? You know, and it's just like, it is a lot, but like they're already in a space right now where they are trying to put all their effort into work so something beautiful can come out of their life. And I'm really speaking from like the bottom of my soul. I feel like a lot of you guys need to hear this. And so as I share this with Spirit, a lot of the collective has been working very hard because they don't have stability and foundation in their life. So because they are working on something that does give them a little bit of that, having a safety net is probably going to be one of the best things to keep like the mental, you know, in place. I'm hearing that a lot of you guys are tired. There hasn't been like a lot of breaks. The breaks that you did have, you still had to like make things in and make ends meet and figure out like, you know, certain things. And I'm tired for you because I can feel it like all through like my chest and my stomach. I feel like a tightness and like also a weakness as well. So if you guys like messages like this, Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate everything you do and all the effort that you put in on yourselves on an everyday basis, whether it's just being able to watch YouTube, or maybe you get, to go out, and maybe you have the day off. Maybe you were sick, you got to go outside, whatever it is to you. I appreciate you just being here and showing up. And if you'd like to book a personal reading, I have it down in the details below on my Instagram. Just send me a personal DM. And yeah, I hope to talk to you guys next time. Bye.